Custom keyboards. Sounds expensive, right? That's what most people think. There are so many kits out there at really cheap prices for beginners. But are they really worth your money? So that's exactly what I'm going to test today. The sponsor of today's video, Taobao, has actually challenged me to go onto the website and build the cheapest possible custom keyboard. So let's spend some money. Let's save some money. If you guys didn't know, you can actually use Google Translate and translate the entire web page into English, which is what I normally do because I'm not very good at Chinese. So we'll start off by searching custom keyboard. There is no doubt that the CIY Tester68 is the best budget Taobao board out there. So I'm gonna get the CIY Tester68. However, I am not going to get the white because I already have the white. I will be trying out the violet kit, the one that's transparent. The kit itself costs $20 in Singapore dollars, but for extra $7 or $8, I can get the T shaft or the high-tech green shaft. I'm gonna try the T shaft. Next up is keycaps. We're gonna sort the price from low to high and find out what is the cheapest possible keycap set we can get. And here it is. Okay, so this is basically the cheapest Taobao budget board. A keyboard kit that comes with switches and the cheapest possible keycaps. But if I do want to make it sound good, I can't cheap out on my keycaps or my switches. So I'm gonna add on some stuff that I think will improve the keyboard in general on top of the price that I already paid. There is a budget switch that I haven't tried, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and they're called the KTT Kang Whites. So we're gonna give that a shot. Here it is, the infamous KTT Kang White V3s. I'm gonna get 70 of them because that's all I need. It is $10, so that's really cheap. Last but not least, I'm gonna be looking for some PBT keycaps that somewhat match the board. Since we have a violet board, or blue, I'm colorblind, so 137 keys, about $18, sure. So yeah, that is basically a little insight on how I shop for my Taobao stuff. All the items have arrived and it is actually a lot faster than I expected. It took about a week. But before we start building this keyboard, I do understand that lubing and upgrading your keyboard does have extra cost to them. So I will be doing two different configurations, one in a stock configuration and one in an upgraded configuration with the minimal amount of money to make it sound and feel good. So let's start building. This is our base, the keyboard kit basically, the CIY Tester68. There is no other keyboard that even comes close to this price range. For $19 US, you get switches as well, which is like insanely bang for your buck. It is a 65% keyboard kit that is hot swappable. Connects via wireless 2.4 GHz. The main case is made from plastic with a solid aluminum plate. Internally for dampening, there is a silicone dampener as well. This kit is basically primed for beginners. So as I mentioned earlier, I will not be doing any kind of mods to it. I'm leaving it as a stock configuration, so I will not be opening it up. We can talk more about the switches. I honestly don't have much knowledge about the switches provided on this keyboard. All I know is that they are there and they are really cheap and they could be improved, but for the price I'm paying, I think it's alright. After our switches, we can move on to our keycaps. These keycaps were $6. It is made from ABS plastic, shine through, but our keyboard doesn't have RGB lighting. And it's supposed to support 100% layout keyboard. So that was a fault on my part. I didn't do enough research on the keycap set. I just saw it to be really cheap and I bought it. But because we have a 65% layout, some of the keys don't match up with the 100% layout keyboard. So it's not a perfect match. But this is the cheapest possible custom keyboard. And this is how it sounds in a stock configuration for a whopping $25 US. Honestly, for a first custom keyboard and a budget price range, I think it's fine. Being able to swap out switches with ease is such a big part of custom keyboards. Most budget kits might require soldering or a little more assembly, so this kit is really beginner friendly, which is what I like about it. But the most important thing is to be able to take it apart, try out some random modifications, upgrade it, which is what I love about custom keyboards. And that is exactly what I'm going to do now. After disassembling everything we just did, I have a base kit now. So to open it up, all we have to do is remove the screws on the plate. Once we remove all the screws, we can remove our plate, the silicone dampener, and the PCB. Let's start with the stabilizers. Good stabilizers make the best keyboards. That's something I always say, and that's something I believe in. And the best way to improve your stabilizers is sadly by lubing it. But honestly, it all comes down to personal preference if you really care about a rattly noise in your spacebar. To me, it's worlds apart. I would definitely prefer a loop stabilizer because it just provides such a clean sound. Switches, KTT Kang Whites. They are really popular among the budget keyboard scene, but I never got around to trying them out. But thankfully I have a chance now. Based off other people's reviews, the KTT Kang Whites are not that bad for a budget price range, so I'm hoping this adds a little bit more depth into my keyboard sound. After installing my switches, I will be doing something called the tape mod. You basically grab some really cheap masking tape and tape the back of your PCB. This prevents the keyboard from sounding too hollow, as you can tell that I didn't have any dampening after removing the plate dampener, so tape mod is one of the cheapest and best ways to stop your keyboard from sounding hollow. Last but not least, proper keycaps. These are $12. They are made from PBT and cherry profile. I definitely recommend going for PBT instead of an ABS material if you're in a budget price range. Cheap ABS keycaps tend to gloss and shine up in a really small amount of time, so PBT is a little thicker and provides longer durability if you're using it a lot. And there you have it, the upgraded configuration. The stock configuration was $25. This upgraded configuration was a total of $38. So now you determine if paying $13 was worth it or not. I definitely would pay $38 for that custom keyboard. I can understand those people who prefer buying a pre-built because you don't want to go through so much hassle just to build a keyboard when there's so many ready-made products out there in the market. But for those who prefer a little more customization like I do, then go ahead and give this a shot. Build your first custom keyboard. It's not that expensive. It just takes a little time, a little tedious. Being able to tune the sound of your keyboard with mods, loop your stabilizers, have a different choice of switches, being able to choose different layouts for your keyboards. That's just the best parts of custom keyboards. And if you want to save some money doing this, go check out Taobao during their 11/11 sale. You can stack up promo codes with shop vouchers. There are credit card promotions up to $12, and you can use this code to enjoy 20 yuan off with a minimum spend of 399 yuan. To save money on shipping, go check out the 299 yuan free shipping zone. This provides free cross-border sea shipping without any fees. And for those who don't mind paying a little bit more but prefer less hassle when shopping on Taobao, check out their direct delivery service. You can pay for everything all together on checkout and it will all be shipped directly to you. And that's about it. Thank you Taobao for sponsoring this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this was your first time watching a keyboard video, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know if this was somewhat informative for you and if you learned something new. Like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe. I want to hit 100k by the end of the year. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.